So following on from disabling, I want to now store the value in TinyDB and give it the TinyDB value a tag that can be called from the second screen, and then I want to have the event in that when you click go to question 2, it'll take you to question 2. I'm going to reset the emulator and I'm going to go back to my designer first of all, and in the designer, if you go to the storage, you can actually drag across the TinyDB. You can rename it if you want. At this stage we don't really need to. So what I want to do is up here for the check answer 2 is changed. There the scores in the variable, it's in the label, and they're disabled and the button is now appeared. What I want to do in the TinyDB is I want to set a call to store the value from the variable. So in the text I'm going to give the tag name Q1 score, and in the value to score I'm going to actually get the variable. And the last part that I want then is for my button next. When I click next, it's going to open another screen. So if we go to control event, I'm going to open another screen, and I see this time I'm going to open Q2. So if I click on text, set Q2. Right now look at my emulator, reset the connection, and I'm going to connect. So my emulator is loaded up. I'm going to click the right answer because that's the only one I've in, and I'm going to go to question 2, and you'll see it brings me to question 2. What I want now is if they get the wrong answers, it's going to add 0 to the amount. So I'm going to go to the app inventor, and I'm going to go back to question 1, and I'm going to go to the blocks, and I know that answer 2 is correct. So if I want to do the same for answer 1, this time I'm going to add 0, and I'm going to use a simple duplicate, and I'm going to change this to check answer 1. I'm going to set the global score to 0. It's going to score the same, and again they're all false, and the next, and it's going to score. So I can do that for all 4 answers. Move question 2 out of the road, duplicate this, do that for question answer 3, and I'm going to duplicate and do for answer 4, and again they're all going to be set to 0. To load up my emulator, if I click Dublin, you'll see that 0, and it goes to question 2. So the next part of the tutorial is I'm actually going to design my question 2 the same as question 1, and I'm not going to have it in the video, so you should be able to actually refer back to all the design of question 1, and then we're going to come back to this tutorial and see if we carry the score across. So I have my question 2 designed the same as my question 1. What I want to do now is actually take the score from question 1, and when this question 2 initializes, I want to read the score and basically put it into the score label. So first of all, I want to also put across the TinyDB, which is the database, and in the blocks then what I'm going to do is I'm going to set my variable score 2 and initially it's going to be set to 0, and then what we're going to do is when the screen is loaded, we're going to actually read what the score is of the TinyDB. Now if I go back to question 1, I can see that I've scored it as Q1 score. So this is the actual tag that I want to call the value and store that into this variable. So I can call it and get the value. So which is actually so it won't let me actually put that value in there, so I was right to, you'll see that I can't actually put it in the initialized screen. So what I need to do is I need to actually have my set global score to call the value, and again the value tag value is going to be Q1 score, so it's going to be Q1 score. I'll just put in there the tag Q1 score, and that value then can be put into the label. So if I set LBL score text to, I'm going to use a join text, and I'm going to have score, and it's going to be this variable. So when the screen initializes, what should actually happen is the score from question 1 should come across, and I'm going to test this by trying out the score, or getting the correct answer and see if it carries 1 across. So I have question 1 up in the emulator here, and when I click London, that should actually add 1 to this score, and when I click next question, it'll bring me to question 2, and the score in question 2 should be 1. There we go. And we can do the same and check that it's carrying a wrong answer across where it'll be 0. So I've reset the emulator and I'm back to question 1, and this time I'm going to pick a wrong answer, so it hasn't added 1 to the 0. And I'm going to go to question 2, and the score is, for the second question, 0. So this is working. In the last part of the tutorial, I'm just going to briefly finish off question 2 on to question 3, and you should be able to actually carry across for the rest of the screens.